What?
Yeah, it's the best we can.
It
Yes.
is okay. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Are we public here? Let's see if we got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, we are live. Let me just get this distributed to X real quick. Live. There we go. Pin that. Pin it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for viewing. I'm glad we have quite a few guests here. We're starting off with two special guests. We have Dr. Munir here and his translator, Arafat, who are working on the ground in Gaza to help children in need, children who are very sick, starving, or need urgent medical care. And so I want to kind of go through and, just give you guys a sense. So basically, I'm doing a fundraiser for people who are in serious need right now in Gaza. That is the first thing we're going to talk about today. We're going to get to a couple of different partnership announcements. We're going to get to the new Dragonx build. We're going to get to updates to the farming platform. But first, I want us to kind of band together as a community and help and do what we can to help these folks who are doing heroic work on the ground right now in Gaza. So to start off, I just kind of I would love for Arafat if you could ask Dr. Munir to kind of introduce himself and introduce kind of the organization a little bit. And guys, I'm sorry for the connection issues if there are connection issues, but let's power through it. Can you maybe talk a little bit about what the role of the organization is during the war?
Okay, let me at the beginning express my deepest happiness and gratitude just to be with you, me and Dr. Mir actually, and we highly appreciate everything you do for us. And now, yes, Dr. Mir, اتفضل ممكن تتحدث عن إيثار. سمعنا حضرتك دكتور منير؟
تمام
اتفضل. تحدث عن مؤسسة إيثار فلسطين.
جمعية إيثار فلسطين للتنمية والتطوير المجتمعي هي جمعية فلسطينية تعمل في قطاع غزة والجانب الفلسطيني. هي جمعية أهلية غير ربحية مقرها في قطاع غزة، مرخصة من قبل الجهات القانونية، تهدف إلى رعاية فئات اللي هو الأطفال والنساء من قبل الحرب. نعمل نحن منذ عدة سنوات ضمن برامج تنموية وتربوية ونفسية واجتماعية. طبعا قبل الحرب جمعية إيثار فلسطين عملت في عدة مجالات، أبرزها مجالات الدعم النفسي، وكان الهدف والغاية الكبرى من هذه المجالات هي تعزيز الصمود النفسي والصلابة النفسية لدى فئات الأطفال والنساء من قطاع غزة، والذين كانوا يعانون عبر حروب متتالية على قطاع غزة من قبل الاحتلال الإسرائيلي. نحن عملنا في عدة برامج من خلال التعاون والشراكة مع مؤسسات دولية ومؤسسات إقليمية مثل كوكرز، الأونروا، الUNDP، أفيكم. هذه المشاريع كانت غاياتها هو الرعاية النفسية والتربوية والإغاثية للأطفال والنساء في قطاع غزة. طبعا بعد اندلاع الحرب.
Actually, can we pause there, and Arafat, maybe you could just catch us up so we don't go too long into the Arabic without the translation.
All right. تمام دكتور منير، ان شاء الله انا الان راح اتحدث عن اللي هو ايثار فلسطين وقبل الحرب وبعد الحرب. حسب ما تحدث الدكتور. Okay, at the beginning it is so-called Ithar Palestine is licensed non-profit in Khan Yunis, Gaza, supporting women, children, and groups. I mean, people in need throughout many programs like psychological and community programs. And actually, before the war, it focused on children's trauma recovery, education for mothers and kids. And actually, let alone the activities like summer camps that we usually do in a partnership with some groups like such as UNDP, UNRWA, and Irish Quaker Faith in Action. It is an institution actually, and
Okay.
since since the war, Ethar Palestine shifted. As long as it is like urgency, so we shifted from this to emergency, like psychological
Right.
support and relief, starting and launching programs like Be Strong for Women, and Be Strong for Women, and it was like the storyteller for children, while also distributing food. I mean, food parcels, water, tents, providing people in need with some tents, you all see throughout the TV, or like Al Jazeera channel, or many channels. And
Yep.
actually, we are running community kitchens.
Community kitchens. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. We are running community kitchens. Actually, in the previous era, we distributed like some help and support regarding what something we call it like help throughout paying, helping people in need with money, or what we call it regarding, or sorry, what we call it. Yeah, we distribute like some stuff for the body care. I mean the healthcare stuff. I understand what I
Okay.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Prescriptions
people in need,
or
especially
goods. Yes.
especially people
Okay.
who are in a dire need right now.
Yes.
This is
Urgent
it.
medical care. Urgent medical care. Right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're right.
Okay. That's so one of the things, guys. So just to give you a little bit of background, I connected with this organization through a good friend who I've known for over a decade.
Yeah,
And what we're going to do is I'm going to share a link in this stream description. If you go to the stream description, you should see it. And there's a GoFundMe to help fund this group's efforts. Okay.
great.
Right now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get up to the $10,000 mark to donate to help this group. I've already asked them to direct the funds to urgent medical care and direct needs like food. Okay, and to focus the funds there for maximum impact. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to match your donation 50% to Dragon X up to that first $10,000. So we hit that mark. And then after that, I will refund you 10% for every dollar that you put in. Okay, so if you donate $100, I will give you $10 of Dragon X. Okay, there's going to be a couple of different ways to do it. There's going to be a GoFundMe link, and there's going to be an Ethereum address. Okay, and
All
if
right,
you guys donate, I will match you 50% up to the first 10K, and then I'm going to do 10% after that. All right. Um, the goal of this group is to address urgent care. They have other programs, but we're going to focus on urgent care, on urgent medical care for children and women in Gaza who are in serious need. Okay. So I'm going to update the video description now to have those, and I'll also post them actually in the comments. Let's see if I can do that. Posting those in the comments. So
all
here's the
right,
GoFundMe, guys. And the address, give me a second, I'll pull it. But
all right.
here it is. Okay, so it's already in the video description of the stream. So if you guys donate, just if it's through GoFundMe, just show me the receipt in you guys all know my Telegram name. You guys are all OGs here. But if you don't, it's in the video description below. And basically what you do is you just message me and say, hey, I did a donation, and here's the receipt. And I will match you 50% Dragon X up to that first 10K. And then after that, I'm going to match you guys 10%. Okay, so you get 10% back. If Dragon X goes up 10X, which is basically, that's nothing for Dragon X, and you're just going to get your money back. Okay. So I put the GoFundMe and the address in here in the comments as well. So I want to get a little bit more context on this because I'm rushing through. But I would like you guys, Arafat and Dr. Munir, to describe the current situation on the ground in Gaza for the average person, what they're going through, and how your aid is going to help them effectively. If you could just
All
run
right.
us through that so we understand where the money is going specifically, that would be great.
Okay, you're talking about in Gaza.
yes, the situation in Gaza right now, and how are people dealing with that?
اوكي دكتور منير، بنتحدث عن الفندز، كيف احنا او كيف حضرتك من خلال المؤسسة اللي بتديرها بتساعدنا كلنا في غزة واهلنا الموجودين في غزة. فكيف بتدير هذه المؤسسة من خلال ارسال الاموال؟ كيف بيستقبلوها؟ الوضع، يعني اوصف الوضع حاليا اللي موجود في غزة، مع انه يعني هو واضح للكل، ولكن خلينا نسمع كيف الامور من طرفك او طرف المؤسسة اللي خاصتكم. تفضل دكتور.
طيب، أول شيء الأوضاع في غزة هي صعبة للغاية، وهي كارثية ومأساة مستمرة. الناس والشعب الفلسطيني شاهد في غزة كل ألوان وأشكال الموت،
يا
من قتل وأسر وحرق واعتقال وقتل النساء والأطفال، قتلهم بأبشع صور وبكل أشكال المأساة. قتل الإنسان الفلسطيني. إذا تحدثنا عن الجانب الإنساني الفلسطيني، فهناك أزمة غذاء، وهي مجاعة حقيقية أعلنت من قبل المؤسسات المحلية والإقليمية والدولية. وإذا حتى تحدثنا عن الأطفال الذين يموتون جوعا يوميا، هناك عدد كبير من الأطفال يموتون جوعا نتيجة لنقص الغذاء ونتيجة لسوء التغذية ونتيجة لنقص الأدوية. وإذا تحدثنا عن الجانب الصحي، لا يوجد مستشفيات ولا يوجد مؤسسات صحية نتيجة قصف الاحتلال الإسرائيلي للمستشفيات والمؤسسات العاملة في المجال الصحي، كذلك مراكز الرعاية الصحية. البيوت والمساكن التي كانت تأوي الناس، أكثر من 90% من مساكن قطاع غزة تم نسفها بفعل الفعل الهمجي للاحتلال الإسرائيلي. أيضا الأوضاع المدنية متدهورة وغاية في الصعوبة. الناس تعيش في خيام، والخيام هذه لا تحميهم من رصاص الاحتلال ولا من بارود الاحتلال النازي والهمجي. القصف في كل مكان والصعوبة في كل مكان. الأزمة النفسية والصدمات النفسية كبيرة جدا الواقع على أهل قطاع غزة.
Okay, let's stop there. Let's stop there. I don't want to do too much in Arabic without a translation because people will get lost. So let's keep it a few minutes, and then
all right.
So Arafat, if you could translate and help us understand the situation on the ground.
Okay. Actually, we're talking about the miserable situation in Gaza because it's really catastrophic. It's really more than catastrophic, as everybody can see throughout the TV channels, throughout social media. You know, even if we describe the situation, nobody can describe this situation without coming on the ground and see, because it's really like a catastrophic situation. Life for ordinary families in Gaza is a daily struggle for survival, by the way. Actually, everybody there in Gaza, let us say, with over 1.5 million people at risk, even more than this, by the way, and children dying every day from malnutrition. And this is really important, the malnutrition, as long as everybody can see on the screens, on the social media. We see like some dead bodies, we see like some skeletons on the screen. Everything is crystal clear. Okay, and nearly 90% of the homes are unsafe. They are damaged, actually, leaving families displaced and like traumatized, especially children. Education has become there's no education, honestly. If we have like some initiatives, we usually take some initiatives and run some initiatives, educational ones. Sometimes we make like some blended learning throughout, like some people, some volunteers who can, I mean teachers, who can give us their hands and help in educating and teaching the students. Trying our best, not to leave those students in the darkness, because it's really a catastrophic situation, as everybody see, and it needs no, let us say, it needs like no clarification more than this, because everything is crystal clear. Actually, on the screen, everything is obvious.
Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about. So you know, I'm personally interested in donating to the most urgent problems. The problems where it's like, okay, don't, if these people do not get food or medical care, they may perish.
You
And
mean how they get the funds from Gaza inside Gaza?
no, I'm trying to understand what the most urgent needs on
Yeah,
the
I
ground are
understand.
right now. Yep.
alright. اوكي. شو اكتر الامور اللي حسب خبرتك دكتور منير، مع انها هي واضحه، ولكن خلينا نسلط الضوء على اهم الاشياء اللي العائلات الفلسطينيين النازحين في غزه محتاجينها.
النازحين في غزة محتاجين الآن إلى إيواء من خلال خيام مؤقتة تحميهم من حرارة الصيف ومن برودة الشتاء،
للاسف.
وبحاجة إلى غذاء متوازن، بمعنى أن لا نرمي لهم نوع واحد من الغذاء على شكل بقوليات أو
يا
غيره. كذلك نقص في الأدوية، نقص في الحليب الأطفال، نقص في الفيتامينات. الناس هناك تموت جوع وتموت من نقص الأدوية ونقص الفيتامينات بسبب الأمراض والحشرات التي تهتك وتأكل في أجسادهم نتيجة غياب مأوى صحي لهم.
تمام. اذا دكتور منير، احنا بنتحدث عن الطعام، سوء التغذيه في المقام الاول، وبعديك
أيوة
الماء والخيام، مش كده؟
بالضبط. كذلك الجانب النفسي، هم برعاية تربوية
اه،
نفسية. غياب التعليم ل3 سنوات وغياب الصحة النفسية والرعاية النفسية.
مؤكد.
Okay.
Okay, تمام دكتور منير. All right. So, in the first place, actually, malnutrition, as I told you in the first place, because food.
Malnutrition. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
malnutrition. Because, you know, all the aids that come to Gaza, lentil, beans, lentil. It has become like something, it has caused many ailments, by the way, to them. It's okay, it's beneficial, we know, but, pure lentil, beans, and nothing like no vegetables, fruits. I guess you understand what I mean. So,
It's a minimal
yeah,
diet. Minimal diet, right?
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You speak the logic, actually. And the second place, actually, both of them are in the first place, which is the tents. Tents. Because,
Right.
in Gaza right now,
Shelter.
yeah, they are, sure. In Gaza right now, they have been like running in the street, have been like displaced for more than, I guess, 1 week. They have started a new displacement, by the way, right now in Gaza. And Zaytun area and Daraj area, some other places, has started evacuation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like the most urgent needs are shelter and food, and that's great. And guys,
Sure.
I will push to have any funds we donate go to those immediate needs.
Inshallah. Hopefully.
And yeah, because we want to make sure the funds are getting to the right place. And I trust you guys absolutely to make that happen. Now, someone asked a question. I think it's a good question. How does this food get in? Because I guess there's some kind of blockade.
Uh-huh.
I'm not really sure how that's operating, but
Okay.
how is the aid getting in? How are tents getting in, and how is food getting in?
alright. دكتور منير، احنا بطبيعة الحال الفود والمساعدات اللي بنستلمها، في عنا أكثر من طريقة. خلينا نتحدث كيف احنا بنوصل هاي المساعدات لغزة، سواء مال أو فود أو whatever يعني.
طيب، طريقة توصيل المساعدات، طبعا المؤسسات الدولية بتوصل مساعدات لغزة عن طريق معبر رفح اللي هو مغلق الآن، ولكن وفق الاتفاقيات الدولية يتم فتحه لأيام بسيطة وغلقه فورا. يدخل بعض الشاحنات القليلة، ولكن بالتنسيق. ربما يكون إذا كان هناك تنسيق عالي مع الجهات الدولية التي تتعاون في ادخال هذه الشاحنات في أيام فتح المعبر في وقت الاتفاقيات وتنفيذها، ندخل الشاحنات إلى قطاع غزة. ولكن أيضا في نفس الوقت نحن نرسل المساعدات النقدية لأهلنا هناك لشراء المياه. المياه غير متوفرة في أماكن النزوح، فنحن نرسل المساعدات النقدية
تمام.
لشراء المياه. كذلك نرسل لشراء ما يتم إدخاله من الجانب الإسرائيلي تجاريا. إسرائيل في بعض الأوقات تدخل بعض المواد التي تتاجر فيها على
من
قطاع
كرم
غزة.
ابو سالم، بيكون من كرم ابو
Okay.
سالم هذا.
من معبر
Okay.
كرم أبو سالم.
Okay.
Okay,
Can you
okay.
translate from there? Yeah, I
All
didn't want
right,
to go
yeah,
too
sure.
long without translating.
Yeah, okay. All right, all right. Briefly, the first way is Rafah crossing border, because you know it is locked right now, it's closed. But in some other ways, the international associations, I mean institutions, they coordinate just to open it for like a few days, 3 days, and hardly ever can we do this to let like some trucks end. Okay, this is
Okay.
number one. Number two,
So there's
Karma Bustan.
they occasionally let trucks in. That's right.
Exactly, yeah. There is another way, which is Karma Busalim border. I mean, when Israel makes or like enters like what we call it, like some trucks. I mean, when they give the Gazan people some trucks, some aids, they will be really expensive, more than expensive, that people cannot afford. So we try to send them money to afford some aids like this, home care stuff and food, when they get it from from Israel, because sometimes
Okay.
Israel itself can like give some aids from their end.
Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you. So you are able to get aid through. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Okay, guys. So, you know, it sounds like it's a difficult situation, but they are able to get aid through. So the goal is to give them some resources so they can bring some aid. We're not talking about a huge amount
Yeah,
of
and
money here.
sorry for interruption. Sorry, what I'm talking about happens rarely, not always. Yeah, so hardly ever can we have like some chances to see like some trucks inside Gaza.
Right, right, right.
So it's not like
How
common. It's not
frequently?
like,
How frequently
yeah,
does it happen?
sure, you're right.
No, I'm asking you how frequently, how often.
How often? Almost. Actually, it depends. Recently, it has become like uh, maybe in the week, maybe 1 day a week, 2 days a week,
Okay.
sometimes. Yeah, but in the previously it was like really difficult. It's really like impossible just to let Gaza have like a penny or something, even like
Right.
whatever.
So yeah, so guys, for those of you that are just joining, for the first part of this live stream, I am starting a fundraiser to help, innocent people who are starving and have no shelter in
Yeah.
Gaza.
Mhm.
So for you that are just tuning in, I'm going to match your donation for the first $10,000, 50%. So I will give you
Good.
DragonX back, DragonX token back. If you go through the GoFundMe or you send the crypto to the address that I specified in the description, up to the first 10,000, I will give you 50% back, cash back in DragonX. And then after that, I'll still do 10%. So
Great.
unlimited, just as much as we can get, up 10%, basically to people who submit donations. So this is not about politics. It's just about helping individual people who are severely suffering. I think it's
Yeah,
very
great.
good karma. It's good karma for this community. It's good karma for us. And this is a good way to kick off what's coming next, which is all very bullish stuff. And I'm going to announce a partnership and a couple of new things that we're doing for DragonX and Titan Farms. So I kind of wanted to ask if you guys had to offer one message, about what you're working on and the importance of it. What is the important message you want to get across to the people here who are watching so that they might donate?
All right. دكتور منير، رسالة نوجهها لإخواننا اللي بيساعدونا يعني وشغالين من وراء الشاشة من أجلنا، من أجل النازحين ومن أجل غزة. تفضل دكتور.
نحن فريق جمعية إثار فلسطين الذي يعمل في غزة، يعمل في الجوانب التربوية والنفسية والجوانب الإغاثية. نحن نعمل، فريقنا يعمل من قلب الأمل، من قلب الألم، لصنع وزراعة الأمل نحو حياة أفضل للشعب الفلسطيني. نحن لدينا نبض في هذه الحياة أننا نريد العيش في حياة كريمة كغيرنا، نريد لأطفالنا أن يعيشوا كغيرهم من أطفال العالم. نريد مساواة، ومن ينادي بحقوق الإنسان نريد أن تطبق حقوق الطفل، نريد أن تطبق في قطاع غزة. نحن فريقنا يعمل ليس للمساعدة الإغاثية فقط، بل يعمل على تعزيز الصمود النفسي وعلاج الصدمات النفسية ومداواة الجروح النفسية واحتضان من فقدوا كل من أبائهم وأمهاتهم في هذه الحرب. نريد من
Yeah.
العالم ألا يرانا فقط كضحايا، بل كشركاء في صنع الأمل.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Can you translate that for us?
Yeah, all right. Actually, Ethar Palestine works for the heart. It works from the heart of the suffering to plant hope. So, our role here is just to deliver everything we get. And actually, our word for you is just to call for human rights, to keep calling and like reminding the world of something which is so-called human rights for the right for the right of education, the right of freedom for children. Children have become like lost in their way. They can find nothing. Their future is will go in vain, and actually it is right now. So please, our word for you is just to keep up with us, like back us up, and don't forget about Gaza, children of Gaza. Who are the main core of hope. Children are the word of resilience, because they will, inshallah, they will be like one day with a great future. That will be, inshallah, bright future and promising for them. So please help us help them achieve it. That's it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, guys, as I said, we're focusing on helping basically innocent children here who they need the aid. So yes, let's help these folks. As I said,
Yeah,
I'm going to match your
3 years without
donation up to.
education, 3 years no education, 3 years.
Yep. And
Unfortunately.
I'm going to match the donation up to 50% for the first 10K, and then we're going to go to 10% for the rest. There's not really a limit on that. We're going to see how it goes. And
Hopefully.
you know, guys, I want to say thank you very much for coming on the live stream. I really appreciate it. As I said, there's a GoFundMe link. It's pinned right now to the live stream, and it's also in the video description. So once you've donated, just DM me, and I will send the Dragon X over to you. Guys, thank you very much for doing this.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for helping those innocent people, and I hope that we can facilitate some donations so that we make your lives easier and we make the lives of these people who are suffering easier. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
We
Guys,
highly appreciate everything they do for us, actually.
Thank you, guys. Okay. So guys, that was the first segment. I wanted to raise that up to you. This is a cause that I care about, and it's something that, me and my friend who I've known for a long time, we're trying to get this aid over there because it's really just about helping innocent people. I think it's super good karma to do this kind of thing. I think that if we can make a difference in some people's lives, even if it's short term, even if it's a temporary thing to help people, let's do it, right? Like inside the mastermind, it's about more than making money. We're making money together, but I also ran this through the mastermind, and we raised some money for it because you need to have that abundance mindset, right? Like there's so much money out there. It's not hard to get if you have the right connections and network. And so let's be generous with it and help people who are seriously in need. And look, if you donate, I would be more than happy to get on a call with you and say thank you. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about, like a one-on-one for you. And again, I want to say thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And you can ask more questions about it in the chat if you want. If everything was answered, that's also fine. But I guess we can kind of go on to the next subjects. There's a partnership in the works for Dragon X. and there's also some new build information. So maybe you guys can just comment which one do you want me to cover first here. Someone comment. Who wants to see? Do you guys want to see the? Do you want to learn a little bit more about the partnership in the works, or do you want to? Do you want to go onto the farms? Partnership. Okay, cool. So right now I'm in the process of working on a partnership with another team on base. They are launching a large DeFi fund essentially, and what we're going to do is we're going to bond DragonX with their token. So as they basically build up their fund and they use those funds to buy and burn their token, they're going to do it through DragonX. Okay, this team has they've raised millions of dollars before. I think their platform has over 5 million in TVL right now, and they have 2.5 million in their current fund, and they're going to be probably doing a lot into this new fund. Okay, the APY is super high, so there's going to be a really strong buy and burn. They're going to be putting all of the fund returns into the buy and burn. So what's going to happen is they're going to buy through DragonX on base. It's going to pump the price of DragonX, and then it's going to burn their token. And then people can arb across chain. So what we did in the last 24 hours was we enabled DragonX as a cross-chain token. Okay, so DragonX is now officially cross-chain. It's not a X28-like build. Instead, we use the Acceler network to enable cross-chain capabilities with DragonX. So there is a contract that effectively locks the DragonX on Ethereum and releases the DragonX on Base. Very, very simple to set up. Took us about 1 day to do it, and now DragonX is officially a multi-chain token. Okay, so this is the first kind of build on DragonX protocol that's being built on Base, and I'm excited about it. I haven't released the DragonX the address on Base yet. We're setting up the LPs. There's going to be a new contract address, a token address for DragonX on Base. So be prepared for that. I will show you. It could be a bit wild because there's an arbitrage happening there. So it could be really, really, it could go up very high, very fast on Base. So you want to be aware of that because you might have an arbitrage opportunity. You could end up, if you bridge over and you sell your DragonX, you could actually end up with more DragonX on Ethereum for a while. So just be aware of that when I do drop that address. I'm not going to arbit myself. I'll just let you guys handle it. You guys, maybe some of you will make some profit off of it. But it will be very good because the liquidity is going to be insanely low at first. In my typical style, I want very low liquidity in big green candles. So we're going to get some nice pumps on Base. If you go to the Acceler page, you will see a way to bridge over your DragonX. It's very simple. You just Acceler recognizes your DragonX on this page, and all you do is click transfer, and then it transfers it to Base. It's magic. It's really good. Excuse me. And I hope you'll avail yourself of it. So that's, I just whipped through that. But that's kind of what I can share about the partnership right now. So we have a big, serious partner with millions already in TVL on Base. They're launching a new product, a new yield-bearing product. It's a build on DragonX protocol in the sense that it's bonded with DragonX. Okay, the token will be bonded with DragonX on Base. And so it's built on DragonX. It uses DragonX as the token it swaps through. And what's cool about this is that the fund, it reinvests some of the fees. Some of the fees go to investors. Some of it goes to buy and burn. But a certain portion goes to reinvest and build the LP. Okay? Some of you will recognize the significance of that. What that means is that the LP is going to be built over time with fees. So this entity will be buying DragonX off the market along with the paired token, and they'll be putting it into the LP and building out that liquidity pool, which means that DragonX is going to be locked in there by the contract. Okay, it's going to be pushed in. So you're going to have this process where this fund is dumping DragonX into the liquidity pool and pumping its own token. Okay, and that's going to drag the price up a lot, and then people will come in and arb and dump DragonX down into that pool, and they're going to continue to buy more DragonX and fill that liquidity pool. So it's a new supply sink for DragonX. and it gives them the ability to get that price appreciation of DragonX on base. Does anyone have any questions about that before we go on to the partnership, the new build stuff? I know I just whipped through that, but the implications of that are significant because it represents a new partnership which could expand further, and it also represents a new significant supply sink for DragonX and an arbitrage opportunity. Any questions about that? I can't release the CA yet, but I will release it as soon as I can. I just want to make sure everything is good in terms of the LP, and we'll probably do another stream to announce. Yeah, we'll announce the project live, and if you guys want to participate in that project, you're participating in a build on DragonX product, right? So you're earning probably a lot of APY, but you're also supporting the DragonX price, which is awesome. So I'd very much appreciate you joining me on that stream. Can it negatively affect DragonX? Not really, because we're not going to be providing any LP beyond like maybe like $1,000 or something. Like we're not going to provide a significant LP, and that basically means that like there's no new inflation that's hitting the market, right? It's all being dragged in by buy pressure through a protocol. So it's what that protocol can sustain, and it'll be built over time. So I think it's definitely beneficial. Is there a white paper for the token? There will be. We'll do an announcement stream most likely to announce the partnership, go over the specific mechanics of this protocol, which is pretty cool, and how it's going to be bonded with DragonX. Excuse me. So that is the new partnership. I'll try to get you guys details on that as soon as I can. It's September is going to be a big month for us because we have probably the market turning, but we also have this new build on DragonX protocol, which is very significant. We have Ascendant protocol. Ascendant team is launching a new protocol. We have Ouroboros launching a new protocol. DragonX is cross-chain. Okay. And we also have a new DragonX build. So yes, there will be a bonded LP on farms, and that's what I'm about to get to. So we're going to be doing a new, more advanced and broader targeted farming platform on base for DragonX. Okay. This is something that's been in the works now for a couple months. We're going to be taking our existing farms concept and we're going to be upgrading it with new farms that are not just Titanx based. Okay. So I want options for you guys for the bear market, right? Where you can farm stables, you can farm, Bitcoin pairs, you can farm Ethereum pairs, as well as DragonX bonded pairs on base, and other tokens that are giving out insane APY. Let's get that to you. So we're going to have a selection of different LPs there that are not Titanx specific. But the great thing about it is that the fees that are generated from that the incentive token for that platform is DragonX. Okay. The incentive token for that platform is DragonX. There's no new incentive token. And so the way that works is that instead of minting Tink and giving it to people, instead of minting Titan Farms incentive token and giving it to people, the platform will buy DragonX off the market and distribute it, and burn DragonX in the process. Okay. So you're going to be earning, and we will have the same capacity to alter the ratio of fees to DragonX so that you can earn, stable coins and DragonX at the same time in a stablecoin pair. Okay. Or Bitcoin and DragonX in a Bitcoin pair, or Ethereum and DragonX in Ethereum pair. So that's going to absorb a ton of DragonX supply and keep it in basically a treasury that is dripped out to people who are farming. Okay. And as the price of DragonX goes up, then the value of the farm increases. Okay. So this is a pretty new and significant product in that sense. There will be an affiliate system built into the product. So you guys can refer friends and you can earn a portion of the fees. I'll be reaching out to some familiar faces about promoting the platform. And what I love about it is it will give you guys something. If you want to do stablecoin farming in the bear market, if you want to do Bitcoin farming in the bear market, you can do that, and you can support DragonX, and you can earn a lot of fees in the process, right? So you pump your own DragonX bag, and you're earning some large caps. So that is the initial part of the project. Now there's some new products that I'm going to launch within that farm, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself because those are still experimental in the sense that I'm not sure what's going to actually end up in that final product. But I want it to be a really strong home for DeFi yield for you guys. So there's going to be stable coins. There's going to be probably leveraged positions as well. So you can look at a project like Arcadia Finance to get a sense for that, right? There could be custom strategies. There may also be a real world asset option to invest in real world assets on this platform. So you would get access to passive income from RWA, from apartment buildings or businesses. You get that exposure through the platform passively. Okay, and it will give you a combination of rewards in DragonX and income. Okay, so that's the new platform. I'm excited about it because it's not as tied to DragonX. Not as tied to Titanx. And the benefit of that is that we can do broad-based marketing. We can reach a larger number of users, and we can expand our user base and expand awareness of DragonX. Okay, and that's going to benefit Titanx ultimately down the line. But in the meantime, we're going to be generating consistent, sustainable revenue for DragonX, which means consistent, sustainable buy pressure into the future, making DragonX a long-term sustainable protocol. Okay, and that's the goal, right? And to have that all in one place and being able to bolt on new functionality and bolt on new yield income sources and saying, okay, if there's something interesting going on over here, people are making a ton of money, let's bring it over to the DragonX platform and let's give people access to it there so they earn extra DragonX and they earn additional yield. So it can be a home for yield for you, and if you look at other protocols, so a lot of these protocols, they're venture backed and they're still getting hacked and destroyed. Look at for example, Arcadia Finance, right? They had like, I don't know, 20 million TVL and they got hacked and destroyed. And we are at that caliber. And when people see the amount of yield they can make on a platform that is extremely secure, that will build over time. And people will trust it more and more, and the TVL will increase, especially if you're using popular pairs. So I'm very excited about that. Before I get onto the Titan Farms updates, for the existing farms, I'm going to go through some of these comments. The other upside is we're introducing farms to users on Base and beyond on other chains. Yes, that's correct. The first chain is Base. DragonX is now Base enabled. No new inflation, no new token, no contract system. Simply enabling DragonX multi-chain, same scarce token. And we're introducing a new set of users to DragonX, right? Through an affiliate system, through new promotions, through all the connections we can make on Base. Okay, that brings new users in. So what's going to happen is there will be people selling DragonX, but a certain amount of that DragonX is going to be burned, and the DragonX will be dripped out to users, such that there'll be a net withdrawal off the market of tokens. If that makes sense. So yes, there will be some selling. We'll also offer fees, so we can toggle that switch. If we think people are selling too much DragonX, we can give them more fees and less DragonX. But the platform is going to drag that DragonX into a treasury, okay? And it's also going to burn some of it. So you're going to have that perpetual burn, and if people want to sell it, they can sell it. It doesn't matter. The platform can buy it back up, or users can buy it back up. And you have to consider that we have the buy-in burns. We have half a dozen protocols already built on DragonX on Ethereum, and they're going to be eliminating the supply, making it incredibly scarce. People are going to want to hold it even more. As people hold it, the APY in the platform goes up. More people come into farm, and the farm can buy more DragonX. off the market, which will pump the price and increase the scarcity and increase users' desire to hold the token. As the desire to hold the token goes up, the price will go up, and it's a virtuous cycle. Does that make sense? So this is what's awesome about having a deflationary incentive token, and DragonX will be that on base. Yeah, it's definitely complicated. It's definitely complicated. It will require some tweaking. These variables will be tweakable, and we'll get it right that way. Marco says that keep in mind the bull market time is very limited. Every cycle things change dramatically, protocols, etc. Personally, I don't believe that the bull market is going to be over in 60 days. I just don't see it. Yeah, I know it's like famous last words of the guy saying it's different this time, but I think we're going to have a significant correction in September, and it's going to be a false top where people are like, yeah, it's over. But if we're in a rate cutting cycle, I don't see it ending until the rates stop going down. And maybe it's cut short a little bit later because inflation rears its head again. But yeah, and the goal is to have a cycle-proof protocol in the sense that it's not Titanx specific, but it's stable coins, it's Bitcoin, it's Ethereum, it's large caps, right? Large cap memes, large cap AI coins. Okay, you want to have that because you don't want to be tied specifically to something that might be like one cycle, right? There's plenty of DeFi protocols that have survived multiple cycles. Look at Aave, look at, any of these lending protocols. There's many protocols that have done just fine in bear markets. Sure, the TVL goes down, but the point is the income's still flowing, and then they can turn it around when the bull market comes. And that's the position we want to be in. We want to be in a long-term strong position. And then we ride the wave of debasement that's coming. The wave of debasement is coming. Like, you could talk about, okay, it's going to end, blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, there's so much money printed coming. Well, who gives a damn? Like, okay, maybe like, in the next 60 days, you don't become nauseatingly rich. You're going to look back in 5 years and be like, wow, I cannot believe how much higher things are. Bitcoin's going to be at $1 million probably in 5 years. So, ORX to $8. Yeah. I wish I was in a better position to talk about ORX, but I'm very, I have been talking with Shadowy one-on-one, and it sounds like his new protocol is going to be launching soon. It sounds like it's going to burn a lot of ORX, and that's going to be very price positive. There's not a lot of liquidity in there, which is a very good thing. So I would say that stay tuned for that. I'm excited for it. I'm very excited. I hope ORX, I hope people are always talking about DragonX killers, so bring it on. I'm not worried at all. I think it's definitely a major benefit to have a bunch of protocols banding together to keep the entire ecosystem alive. Because if ORX is surviving and thriving, and DragonX is surviving and thriving, that is two great, fantastic protocols that are ultimately supporting each other through Titanx, right? What's up, Kata? Yeah, ORX and TX are very strong. Very, very strong. I like these two. I don't really care if ORX temporarily goes above our market cap. Like, we have so much buy and burn coming. It's insane. What if it hits 10K? We're going to have like $7 to $10 million of buy and burn on a token with $700,000 in liquidity. So what happens when you put 10x more on the buy side? Do the math, right? Like, the amount of, the thing is, when you hold DragonX, your portion of the supply, your portion of that market cap increases because of the burning. So like, if you had 10%, now there's 60% off the market, so you have 20% or 20% ish, right? So your position is actually growing. Your share is growing as the burning happens, and that's really, really good for holders, And then it's a matter of creating that supply squeeze through promotions and new builds. So someone said, what about Tink? I'm going to get to the new farms in a second. I just want to get through these comments. I'm going to get to the current farms. When can we say Dragon X became a utility token? I think once we launch this new farm, it's safe to say that it has backed by utility. It's utility right now in the sense that it's a very successful derivative on Titanx that has millions of dollars in buy and burn. So the utility is that it's basically massive leverage on Titanx. So it is a utility token right now, but you could give it more of as a pure play DeFi token at the moment. Yeah, I would say a year is a year is probably closer to it than like this fall. A lot of people are calling for this fall or this winter, but I think it's probably more like a year. I think we're going to have a sell-off in September just because so many people think it's going to end. I think Bitcoin dominance is probably going to have a run. Alts will bleed. People will call it and say that Bitcoin's is topping out, and that altcoins are dead, and that'll be it. But they'll be wrong. Yeah, actually, that's actually where I'm looking to is like spring of 2027. If you look at the length of prior cycles, it would put us at around spring of 2027. If you consider the advanced decline index, I think I did a video on that. If you guys haven't seen that, go and look at that one. I believe that's my Ethereum to 10,000 video that has the ADI in there. But we had the last bull market was 600 days ish, 680 something days. Okay, and since then there have been 1,300 days of aggregate declines in the crypto market. 1,300 days. Okay, so there's no way that that's just going to reverse in 90 days. It takes time for those altcoins to march up, for people to get happy again, for printed money to come into the system to lubricate the financial markets and to lubricate speculative markets. Like that's going to take time. Yep, 2026, 2027. Thoughts on Hydra? Yeah, I think it'll come back. It's just a derivative on Dragon X, so it's like a mining protocol on Dragon X, and it has a lot of BNB left in there. So when that goes off, I think you're going to see significant gains, I would say. I haven't talked to Jake in it was over a month, I think. He said he was tinkering around with something. He didn't really give me many details. I guess he's too cagey about it. I would like him to be more forthright. Jake, I'm sure you're watching this. If you are, respond to my DMs, dude. Jake has done a lot for Dragon X. I have massive respect for Jake. At the same time, I think I could be extremely beneficial in helping him craft whatever he's crafting, as I'm sure you guys would agree. So, yeah, there's no way it's going to turn out worse if he talks to me about the design. Updates sound great. I'm glad to hear them. Yeah, man, I think it's going to be good. It's been so long and brutal, but to be honest with you, if you look at the Dragon X chart, like it's doing quite well. It's just in this pattern of kind of like consolidating and moving upward, and it's looking very, very good, the chart. And when this protocol launches, we're going to have so much more certainty around the future of Dragon X, because we're going to have an affiliate system. We're going to have a product that we can promote to the mass market, guys. Adoption is everything. And to have a protocol that people understand, that people can go and they can lock TVL and KOLs can make passive income off of that, that's valuable. It doesn't need to be, that game changing for it to turn the entire narrative of Dragon X into something long term. And investor confidence is the number one thing that's going to drive the price up, in my opinion. Obviously, the massive green candles that will come with the buy and burn will also help with that. Ascend is building a new lending protocol that is going to allow people to lend their Titanx ecosystem assets similar to Aave, in a system similar to Aave, okay? Which is bullish. Again, like there's a couple of teams that are really thinking long term. You have Taurus, you have ORX, and you have Ascendant Team and myself. Okay, that's 4 good teams. That's really good. And these are not small projects. We're talking about large scale, big builds, Big builds that a lot of ecosystems would love to have. I mean, we have the utility of some chains. You know, it's really impressive. I want to see more people building on Titanx, building on DragonX. I still talk to founders who are on the edge about building on Titanx. They're on the edge about building on DragonX. I know part of it is because Jake is gone and they want that certainty. Jake, if you're listening, there's a window that is closing. People are trying to launch tokens. If you're not here, they might not do it. So that's why it's important to engage. There is a cost to not engaging. There's a cost to disengaging, and there's a benefit to disengaging, and there's a cost to disengaging. At some point, it tips. Only Jake can really know that because only he really knows what's coming for Titanx. But in conversations, I know that there are teams that would build on Titanx. And I'm still going to be able to get some build on DragonX protocols in the meantime. What are my thoughts on Ascend Lend? My thoughts on Ascend Lend are that it's awesome and that it's a significant build. It's not a small protocol, and this is the caliber of builder we need. We need a caliber of builder that is like, yeah, I'm here for the long term. I'm here to be part of the industry, and not just launch a shitter. And I'm going to build utility around my token. I'm going to focus on my token. I don't see why more people don't do that. There's a lot of people who are just building copycat coins, or they're building small tokens, and they're just like, look at me, I'm creating green candles on like a 9K liquidity or whatever. It's not that interesting. Like, treat it like an industry, treat it like a business, and try to build it into something significant. There's a what's the word? There's a bias for people, especially people that are not forward thinking and are short-term minded. There's a bias for them to look to the past cycle and see the degeneracy and see the short-term nature of that, where everything was just blowing up, and to build their protocols with that kind of, they're building their protocols with that kind of speculative attitude, where it's like, ooh, I have 1,000 followers on X. Let me just go to the market with something that has nothing new and just shill it and like, let's just get rich, which never works. Because the market has changed and matured. Now you have protocols like DragonX. You have protocols like look at these RWA protocols, guys. They're no joke. RWA is going to be so massive for crypto. Okay, it's like it's going to be one of the big pillars that keeps Ethereum going, is stablecoins and RWA, and this other DeFi, I guess, right? DeFi, but stablecoins and RWA. You have people who are putting billions of dollars on chain right now. You have people that are putting apartments on chain. They're putting, businesses on chain, and they're putting it on Ethereum. And these guys aren't going away. I've been talking to some founders, and I've been listening in on some founding teams that are not related to Titanx yet, though I am talking to them. And these guys have a huge business that's doing 9 figures a month, and they're building a token, and they just treat it like a business. They're like, how many revenue streams can we bring into this thing? Right? And they're not going away. They're treating it like entering a new market to found a new business, the way that I'm treating DragonX. And then you have these guys who are launching shitters, and they're going to get steamrolled by the team that is doing 9 figures per month, that is highly professional. If you look at what actually came through and survived the last market downturn, it was utility protocols. It was, and obviously there were some memes, but those memes are like, you can't engineer a meme like that by creating one. It's too luck based. Like the people who created Pepe or whatever, like that's not something you reproduce. With DeFi protocols and RWA, you can reproduce success by following what those successful protocols did. And that's what we're doing with DragonX, right? There's so many successful farms that are printing. And being one of those, like there's Aave, there's Arcadia, there's just so many. And that's a business model that can extend and continue. So those are the protocols that are going to survive. And that's new crypto, is more corporate. And I like what Builderly and those guys are doing because of that. Because they're like, yeah, we're serious. We're building something serious. And that's how you survive in crypto in 2025. Yeah, blah blah blah. Complaining about Irish being absent. Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's not my style. People have different styles. People have different styles. That's not my style. Cool. You bought a dog. What breed? Thoughts on Hyper? It's really dependent on Jake coming back. You know, like if Jake never comes back, I mean, I can very easily detach Dragon X from Titanx. I mean, of course, the buy and burn won't be detached. That's going to go through Titanx, but um, I could just pair every Titan Farms pair with Dragon X, and everyone would just bond their protocols with Dragon X. That's why I talk to a lot of teams, and I'm like, yeah, until Jake gets back, maybe you should bond with Dragon X instead as a safety precaution. I'm not worried though. I think Jake will come back. I just talked to him a month ago, but I'm just saying like there are options, right? Like we have options. We could just be like, okay, build on Titanx didn't work out. Build on Dragon X is doing great. Bond your stuff with Dragon X, and you can farm. Boom, done. Then Dragon X is the base layer, like whatever. It's so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Hydra, yeah, Hydra will do fine. I think it's the level of capitulation on Hydra was insane. And now we're gonna see like basically we have to see like does the other side of the design work where do people like do they does that buying merge come in and does it soak up the supply and does it go back up, right? So that has yet to play out. By the way, those of you that are just joining now, I started this stream with a fundraiser for starving children that need medical care and food in Gaza. Okay. There's a link in the video description below. There's a GoFundMe. I will match your donation 50-50. I'll give you 50% of what you put in Dragon X up to $10,000, and then after that I'm matching people 10%. Okay. You put in $100,000, I give you 10K of Dragon X. At some point I'm gonna have to cap it. Probably 100K or something like that. But let's clear that 10K first. So there's a GoFundMe and there's a donation address, crypto address, and yeah. Any new developments on Tink? Yeah. So we can get into the updates to Titan Farms. Okay. Titan Farms is going to continue with Tink. Okay. There's a bunch of new pairs that we're going to be launching. I'm going to be stripping away the old pairs that are no longer performing. Okay. So be prepared for pairs with very low volume and no founder participation to go away. Okay. It's going to be pairs like Viper. If the volume doesn't return on Volt, it might also get cut. We'll see. But there's a bunch of pairs are going to get cut. Okay. Just because they're not producing, I'm giving out Tink rewards and they're not producing any volume. So those got to go. Okay. And then we're going to have a clean slate to add the next generation of Titanx tokens, which is going to be ORX. It's going to be the new ORX token. We'll probably add the ORX stablecoin with USDC back. So that's 3. Ascendant, I'm hoping, is going to get their volume up when the new Ascend lend, and Taurus as well. So that's 5 new farms that are coming to Tink, to Titan Farms, and that's going to increase the volume and increase the burning for Titan Farms incentive token. Okay, so Tink's not going away. Now the big change to Tink that I think you guys will be happy about is that we are going to slash the inflation on Tink. The way we're going to do this is we're going to create a proxy contract that basically it's going to do the same thing that the new Dragon farm is going to do, but for Tink. So it's going to absorb Tink off the market with fees. It's going to put it into a contract, and then it's going to drip that out as rewards. So a certain portion will be new inflated and issued rewards, and a certain portion will be existing Tink. Okay, so the rewards will be roughly the same, or even increasing, because now there's less inflation, but the inflation will go down. Okay, so you're getting some off the market and some from inflation now, instead of everything from inflation. Does that make sense? So eventually, if as the fees rack up, as we go into the bull market, we can dial down the inflation and increase the amount that comes from fees. And eventually, the dream is fully deflationary Tink. Okay, but we're going to go there stepwise. Okay, we're going to move there in a fashion that is not disruptive. So you guys are still getting your rewards, but the goal is ultimately deflationary Tink, but we're going to start cutting the inflation. Okay, which is good to hear. Some retards in the chat posting idiotic things that are completely false. So I'm going to ban them. So many idiots. Let's see. Dragon X Ascend, Land, Morph, and Morpheus. Yeah. Morpheus team is also here for the long term, which I really like. They're doing some stuff with Pulse Chain, some bridging. That's good. Let's see. When are you going to turn on the BNB for Dragon X? I don't control the Hydra BNB. The Dragon X BNB is going to go on when I think the market is ready for a tailwind. So, I mean, there's not going to be a lot of Dragon X after that buy and burn at all. I think there's 60% off the market already. So, if you consider that, like that 40%, a lot of that could be burned away, and then we have the 888 coming. So it's going to be. Yeah, I think Jake will come back. I mean, he stopped streaming in January. If he's not back in January, that's a full year of him being gone, which that would be wild. We'll see. I might need to go in person, lock him, and pull him out of the sauna. Actually, someone is building something like Taurus on Dragon X. This new protocol that's on base is going to be like Taurus. So there's going to be very, very similar mechanics to Taurus, and it will be built on Dragon X to a degree. I'm not buying ETH treasury companies. I'm just buying crypto, because crypto is going to go up. Good plan for Tink and the new pairs. Yeah, I think it's good. Less inflation, the better. I'm not a fan of inflation. So I think this change will be very good for Tink. And, Ascendant is built on Tink as well. It sends Tink to the buy and burn. So maybe we get another build on Tink as well when it starts to perform. But, yeah. Cool. We reached to the end of the comments. And we whipped through so much in 1 hour. It's actually crazy how much content we just covered. So a partnership, donation, 2 new builds. What's my price target for ETH? 10K. 10 to 15K, let's say. Maybe we go to 30K. Who knows? Double digit Ethereum for sure. People are so bearish. It's hilarious. Like, do you not see all the money printing happening? Am I the only one that sees the money printing? Do you not see the desire for the government to use crypto as a way to keep us entertained and happy with the incredible amount of debasement that's coming? Do you not see their desire to use stablecoins as a way to increase treasury demand and allow them to print more money to cover the debts? And then they need crypto to go up for that to happen. So they're going to do like probably a strategic reserve or something. And you're gonna sell out. Like, what are you gonna sell to? People who sell crypto always lose. Like compared to having to sell crypto. So I think the transformation into it being a real industry and not being like so much of a speculative parlor is something that a lot of market participants have not grasped, but there are going to be strongly established protocols that are like doing stuff that has a very substantial reason for existing, and they're going to have tokens. DragonX is going to have a substantial reason for existing. Protocols like Ondo or White Rock or these big RWA platforms, they have a reason to exist. Like, it's not a meme, you know. It's a protocol with a giant business behind it, founded by like BlackRock. So you're going to see a huge amount of that, and then it's like, okay, now it's the industry. So take your position in the industry and grow with it, and that's what I would like to do. ETH to 30K. Yep. I don't think ETH will ever flip Bitcoin. Bitcoin has the strongest narrative in crypto. It's basically becoming the world reserve asset. There's a growing risk of hyper Bitcoinization where people are like, oh my gosh, our currency can't compete with Bitcoin, and that's a huge problem. It's going to become more of a problem as the U.S. tries to dollarize the world so that more treasuries are absorbed into stablecoins. So they're going to push dollarization through stablecoins, and that's going to really push up valuations of crypto, including Bitcoin. And then a lot of currencies will have big problems, I imagine. They're already, if you look at other currencies, excuse me, relative to Bitcoin, it's not pretty for a lot of currencies. Is ETH narrative a financial tool to build stuff on the blockchain? Yes. It's a massive infrastructure play. You're basically betting on the new infrastructure for issuing equity of a kind and stablecoins, as well as, like major transactions that can't fail or require sufficient decentralization, I guess. Thanks, Ollie. I really appreciate that. It would be nice to have some backup. I have Steve, we have Super Shadowy, we have Mike Dean, we have some, Ascendant team. We got some guys giving backup. We have some guys who I'm trying to, like wake them from their stupor, like, hey, you can do more, you can do more, you can do more for your token. We have some new builds coming. We have a good new build for Titanx coming. I'm incubating it inside my mastermind. By the way, if you guys aren't in the mastermind, some of you probably are. For those of you that aren't, it's really a good product. Like it's a fantastic community. There's 100 people inside, and we do a lot. Like we are building businesses together. We are making money together. I have all of these passive income investments that I'm lining up for people inside, so that when they want to take profits and they want to actually change their life and get that income that can protect them for the future, that they have a place to go. Right. So I have a dedicated analyst inside that's doing macro research. You can ask the guy anything and he'll research it for you. We meet 4 times a week. We're building new stuff for Titanx. We're building new stuff for DragonX. Like it is really, really great. If you are on this like little live stream we're doing, you're probably a pretty strong fit for this group. Like most of the people in the group, if they followed the calls and they've been participating and hanging out, like they've probably already made their money back and more. It's there for you guys so that you have a network of people around you who really care about you. Like it's impossible for a one-to-many relationship, like over social media, for me to like get on a call with you and see like what's going on with you and how I can help you. I'm advising multiple projects inside. I just got off the phone today with a guy who's building a software company and he's integrating crypto into it. And so I'm advising him on that. Right. And like I've helped people with residencies, passports. I've helped people with foreign real estate. Like there's all these opportunities inside. It's not possible for me to do that with people through tweets. Okay. There is going to be so much money to be made in this group through all the connections we're developing. I think if you have even a little bit of money to invest and you have a drive and ambition, this is a great group for you. So please consider it. The mastermind is It's a very close-knit brotherhood and sisterhood. Like, people inside know each other well. We're getting to know each other more and more. We have calls all the time, and I'm always available to call and talk with you guys. It's a very unique group to be part of, because if you want to invest in something and make real passive income, like, you need to have access to businessmen, you need to have access to people who have interesting new ideas, and then you need to know them well enough to actually get that investment in. That's not easy. You need to have really good connections. I have fantastic connections, and I've opened it up to the group, and there are a lot of smart and connected people inside. So help yourself by being part of it. It's well worth the cost. I charge the cost because I invest a lot back into it. Okay. Um, if you're on the call, message me on Telegram. If you're on this stream, you should message me on Telegram and just talk to me about it. Because I'm just seeing the ROI some people is getting is insane. Like, we've got guys who've gotten 10x on projects. We've got guys who are starting crypto projects, and I'm advising them. We have people who are launching software businesses. It's really, really good stuff. So I hope you guys will join me inside. You'll be surprised how important it is. It's like when you don't have a network, you don't even know how much you're missing, to be honest. We're going to start by wrapping DragonX with this new partnership token, and we're going to go from there. So yeah, we'll just go from there. It's not going to be wrapped with Titanx directly at that time. We could probably create a pool later. ETH is more deflationary than Bitcoin. Is it? Okay. I haven't checked. It varies. Ethereum is like a platform play. Bitcoin is like a store of value play. It's pretty much how you play it. Like, have both. Don't have your life savings in altcoins. Do I hold RX? I think I hold a little bit of RX. Yeah. Super Shadowy and I are pretty tight. He's inside the masterminds, talking a lot, and he's a good friend. So I think I hold some ORX. I'm pretty bullish on it. Yeah, pretty bullish. It's nothing compared to what I hold in DragonX, but yeah, it's fantastic. It's got like 11% of the whole DragonX supply. DragonX is actually quite scarce, and part of that is thanks to Ouroboros. So we have that to thank. Volt, Volt is in trouble unless it can, I don't know where Steve went. That is what it is. He built a decentralized protocol, and you guys participated, and a lot of you sold your DragonX for Volt. I told you not to do it, but you did it. If there's one lesson that you should learn in Titanx, is that DragonX just ends up crushing every chart in Titanx, in the entire ecosystem. In the end, DragonX just continues to grind away and outperform, and it's got that scarcity, and it's got that massive buy and burn, and it's just got the elements of a really strong DeFi token. And I designed it to be a very resilient and price positive token. And I didn't put clever DeFi first. I put good token economics first. And so people they get attracted to very clever DeFi concepts, but it's more experimental. Where DragonX is really not experimental. It's fixed supply, huge amount of ETH, and then building things around it. So that's kind of how that works. Yeah, I'm probably going to remove Viper because no one's trading it and no one's talking about it, and just okay. Pairs need to perform on the farms, right? So eyes on Ascend, marketing on X. DragonX needs yeah, there's going to be marketing. I wouldn't worry about that. I'm actually quite bullish on the marketing that will come for DragonX when the time is right. I have no idea what a StateX is. I don't know. There's way better cycle analysts and chart dudes than me. I'm a builder. Ultimately, the biggest mistake you can make is to sell most of the good crypto that you hold. because like Ethereum has big dips, but like it's just going up a lot compared to other things. Same with Bitcoin. So like probably if you're trying to see what you can get in the fall so you can like scurry away some money, you might be thinking about it a little bit wrong. Like sure, you could take profit, but you want to keep something in the market, I think, for crypto because of how things are moving with debasement. And the stablecoin narrative is such a massive and important narrative for crypto because it signals a massive shift in money flowing on chain. And these assets are going to really benefit from that. Even small assets like Dragonx will benefit massively. Like I just tweeted, why don't I just hold Dragonx buy and burn until it's like $100 million? Like how many years would that take? Like if ETH goes to 100K, then you have like 70 million in buy pressure or something, right? How long is it going to take for ETH to go to 100K? 5 years? It's not that long. And then what happens when you put $100 million into a token? Like it's going to be a multi-billion-dollar token. I'm not saying I'm going to do that, but and you don't need the buy and burn to do that because you're going to keep burning it through new protocols anyway. So it's going to continue to get scarce and get pumped. But you can look ahead to a time when Ethereum's way more expensive, right? And you can speculate as the price. You can speculate on the price of assets bonded to Ethereum. Cool. 500 people have viewed this. That's pretty cool. We've got 62 people on YouTube, and we have 429 views on X. That's decent. That's quite decent. Markets have been super down. Everyone is like so caught up in crypto, and then when it goes down, they just can't handle it, and they scurry away. It's understandable. Like people respond to movement and change. They're like if things are just stagnant, like there's no reason for their attention to be on it. It's when the movements happen that people typically come back. So my engagement is through the roof when Dragonx is mooning. My live streams are packed when Dragonx is mooning. When crypto's running hard, everything is good, right? No, the BNB can only be used to buy and burn Dragonx. Only. There is no alternative. It's totally fixed and decentralized. And it's already proven to be extremely secure. We've held millions of dollars in Ethereum with no bugs, while so many tokens around us are being hacked and destroyed. That is incredibly good. A lot of people don't realize how good Dragonx is, but I dare you to venture out into the absolute garbage that is surrounding this project. We are so lucky to have such secure code securing the Dragonx token. Incredible work by the Dragonx CTO to create something that is extremely well written code that's been ripped off multiple times already. To the benefit of those projects, they're now more secure. But we've put secure code into the world and saved thousands and thousands of people from being hacked and destroyed. And that is something to be proud of. I know you guys are like, oh, it doesn't go up enough. It's like, dude, it's going up so fast. It's not going up as fast as you want it to go up, but it's going up really, really fast. Like Dragonx is going up. It's up hundreds of percent. Since the April lows, 500%. I think it's up. So like you're getting big gains. You're getting like another 100% every month, or whatever. It's like 100% over that time per month, whatever. But what the point is, it's going up a lot. It's going up a lot. It's bonded to ETH. So what are you worried about? It only gets more scarce. People don't appreciate these fundamentals until their shit gets hacked. Like there was a hack on Pulse Chain recently, right? People got drained. It's like, why don't you guys build on Dragonx? Build on something secure. Come over and buy Dragonx. Stop being so obstinate. Stop being so stubborn. There's so many of these people on Pulse Chain. It's like, dude, I have more hex than you. I have more Pulse Hex than you. I have more PLS than you. They're playing around with these shit coins. They think they're Pulse Chain guys. It's like, dude, the Pulse Chain ethos is like, Pulse Chain's built for hex. Okay, PulseX is for trading. Pulse chain is the the substrate. That's the chain. That's the chain. That's the vision. Um, and people think they're gonna do other things, and then they get hacked. They get destroyed. They're jumping into little meme coins. It's entertainment for them. But ultimately, like, you want to be in Hex pretty much on Pulse chain. It's kind of freaking obvious what's going to happen to Hex. It's going to go to the freaking moon. And it's similar to Dragon X. It's like you can keep chasing shiny, or you can just buy Dragon X and watch what happens. Like, it's a very strong token. Just look at the numbers. It's a very strong token. It's that security is a huge element. There are venture funded projects that are getting crushed and hacked, and Dragon X is still here, right? I don't know. I don't really buy stocks. I'm just into crypto, man. Like, I don't follow tickers, and I don't follow treasury companies because it's going to benefit ETH or it's not going to benefit ETH. But like, ultimately, I'd rather just hold ETH, to be honest with you. Like, ETH is a platform. It's kind of freaking obvious that ETH is going to do extremely well. It's already been anointed as such. P hex is the selected hex. I think it's funny that people try to read into Richard's words when ignoring what he actually says. It's like people read into with all this PDI stuff, which is he's not behind PDI, and that's fine. It's a fine meme. Like, Sami's awesome. He's doing hilarious stuff with PDI, but like, I wouldn't put my money into it. A lot of people think Richard's behind it. I really don't think he's behind it. So it's like, just stick with PHEX. Richard's like, I love PHEX. I build Pulse Chain for PHEX. Like, hello, just do that. He wants you to just do that. That would be my guess. Like, he put the stupid pumped out tires thing up, but whatever. I mean, it's funny because I can actually, I can just spam that thing and with Dragon X logos whenever I want. Because I wrote a script that it just basically creates a bunch of tokens and updates them. And the gas is so cheap on Pulse Chain that you can just basically spam the entire platform. So it's like, as soon as pumped out tires becomes popular, I'm just going to spam it with Dragon X logos for fun. I have no idea about a pullback in ETH short term. Again, like, I'm not focused on the short term. The AAA payout comes out in April 1st. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot. And then we just have to see how it goes from there. Sorry, guys, it's getting a bit late here. I think I'm going to tie it up in a few minutes. It would be cool to pair a coin with Hex. There's a bunch of coins that are paired with Hex. A bunch of cool coins that are paired with Hex. But for some reason, their liquidity is so thick. Why did you guys do that? Keep the liquidity low, man. It's more exciting. It's easier to pump the chart. It's easier for people to ape in and see those big fat green candles. People putting millions and $1 million liquidity in, like, why? It's not necessary, Like, I know you want to seem like an established product, but like, just be established in the other ways that you can establish yourself by being a public founder, building things, being active, doing marketing. I spoke about the build. You missed it. I spoke about multiple builds. So go back and watch. Thoughts on Volt? I just covered that. Yes, Dragonix and Titanx have 100% of their market cap in BNBs, and people are still freaking out. At some point, there's going to be a supply shock if those buy and burns get turned on. So that will be very interesting. I imagine there's going to be a shakeup period. People are going to have to get shaken out because there's so many people who are waiting for those to turn on. Fine, let them sell. Doesn't matter. We're still going to eliminate a bunch of supply, and then we can move forward, move higher from there. So I'm not worried about it. Man, it's crazy that I used to do 3-hour plus streams, like 3-4 hour streams into the night and stuff. Crazy, man. We need to start doing those again. I think probably this fall it's going to get hot. really hot. And we're going to be doing some streams, some big streams, long streams with many guests, like we did back in last year around this time. So yeah, I'm going to be streaming with a lot of people. But it is getting a bit late here, so I'm going to cut it. Guys, I want to say thank you very much for attending. I hope I gave you enough alpha and information. Please look at the links in the video description. Like, subscribe, and please donate to help children who just want to eat food and have a roof over their head while their world is really in trouble. It's not about the politics. It's about helping innocent people. So if you do donate, I will match you the first 10%, 50%. If you guys get in and you're one of the first $10,000 that goes in, I will match you 50%. You're getting 50% of your money back in Dragon X. It's like a no-brainer. And then I'll match you like 10% after that. I might even do 50% up to 20K. If you guys reach 20K, whatever, I can match it. So let's help these people. You know, it's good karma, guys. Like, money is easy to make. Like, if you have the right connections, like, and then in this private mastermind, like, we have so many money making opportunities. I'm not worried about it. Like, you guys, if you want to make money, join the mastermind. But right now, donate. Okay. Like, if you want to make money, talk to me. Like, we can make money together. There's lots of ways we can build new protocols. We can build software. We're building software in the group. We're building protocols in the group. We're investing in the group, right? So, like, focus right now on helping people who need to be helped. There's plenty more money to be made. I'm going to end it there, guys. Thank you very much. I'm always available on Telegram. DM me. Bye-bye.